All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into game number 3 here of this StarLadder I-League Invitational Season 5 matchup between Kingdra and Mad Lads. This best of 3 series has gone the distance after a fantastic game number 2, one that I thought would have been way more one-sided after Kingdra were down about 7K at 8 minutes into the game. I thought it was over. Eventually it did end with Kingdra losing, but it took about 40 minutes longer than maybe teams were expecting. Mad Lads, they ended up being only up ahead 4K before Madara came online of the Shadow Fiend and started laying into Kingdra. And once that happened, things got out of control. So game number 3 now, we'll have a couple of different picks here instead of some of the heroes that we've seen already. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Maut. With me is Brax. Brax, welcome back, buddy.
Thank you, Maut. That game, too, sounded like quite the barn burner. I missed it.
It was the barn burner. It was exactly the barn burner that you and I always talk about, in spite of not knowing what barn burner actually means. It was quite good. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was like cancel. They were literally like they had all 4 of their like. It was 4 heroes of Mad Lads in the top of that worth chart, and then it was like Kingdra, and it was like that for at least 10 to 15 minutes. And then Lycan got BK, or he got Necro 3, and they killed him a million times. I can't describe it. It was a good game. Just, if you guys want to go back and watch it, you didn't see it, please do it. It was a really good game. But now we have a Viper, which seems to be very common nowadays. It's starting to get picked a lot, I would say, Brex.
Oh, he's powerful, Maut. You knew it all along.
Yeah,
Team just didn't get on board until now, apparently.
Yeah, I was ready for it. What makes him so powerful, though, is the question.
He does so much damage later on in the game with the poison attack. And then usually you don't get another toxin until later on, like after you max the other 2 skills. And it actually, I don't know, it just feels like it does a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of variety with his item builds as well. He's pretty good for pushing, even without the talent where poison attack affects buildings. I just think he's a generally versatile hero. He can be played in both mid and safe lane too, which we saw today.
Yeah, it's nice. He's versatile in his lane setup, and he's just really difficult to fight into.
Yeah, that actually is 100% true. Fighting into a Viper with level 4 corrosive skin at like 10 minutes into the game is not easy. And it might not be easy this game. We'll see what Kingdra want to do with their next few picks. They pick up the Tiny, though, for Bambo. They picked a Darkwill in the offlane last game for him. Or no, he actually played it mid. Just kidding. It wasn't offlane. He got crushed by a Shadow Fiend, but he ended up getting Veil. And then when that happened, he just killed a lot of people with Bedlam. It was pretty good.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I like the Dark Willow hero now a little bit more than I used to. I think she's pretty good. She definitely has some rough early stage problems like mana issues and cooldown issues, but anyway.
Yeah, a lot more teams have been playing it too. Optic, Zai's been playing it quite a bit lately too.
Yeah, he played it at Bucharest. I thought it was really good, but I'm glad to see it getting picked more. It actually is one of the highest ban rates at Dream League too.
She has a stupidly fast attack, base attack time, kind of like old Windrunner.
Yeah,
where you can just sit there and hit somebody like 3 times before they hit you twice.
That's true, and her damage isn't that bad either. It's not like it's like 40 damage or anything. If you have a Null Talisman, it's like up to 56, I think, is what the damage comes out to be early at the level 1.
Yep, pretty good.
Anyway, Night Stalker is a hero that we don't see that often, but in terms of the vision control, it's really good. And I guess it's a good roaming hero, too. You have AA and Night Stalker. I think that's a good combination.
Yeah, not bad at all. Also one of Cinderin's favorite heroes. So, you know, perhaps Cinderin knows how to play against this guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe he doesn't. That's why it's his favorite. We don't know.
Yeah, he's inside the mind of the Night Stalker, of the Batman. But, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting they pick it up against Cinderin. I don't know. You could theoretically go Coddle if you want to get your own vision advantage, but I don't know. If they wanted to get Coddle, it's because of another reason, I'm sure, not because there's a Night Stalker in the game.
Yeah, Night Stalker poops on Coddle big time.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this? Lycan. All right.
I'll take it this time. This hero still seems pretty strong. He got no farm in lane. He was against a Bat Rider last game. He got nothing, and he just went jungle, and he eventually got like 3 kills, and he got back into the game. It was weird. I feel like that shouldn't happen.
Right to play against. You know, Night Stalker makes a nighttime. Howl doubles during the nighttime. Boom, countered.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
It's a game of rock, paper, scissors, Maut.
Exactly. That's Dota in a nutshell. That's what it comes down to. It's just a more fancy version of rock, paper, scissors. I pick this hero. This hero is better than this hero. Okay, well, I pick this hero, so I beat you with this hero. Thus, rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, the Necro Warrior also has night vision.
Ah.
So that's nice.
You forget about that, actually. I didn't remember that either. It's a good point. And he will definitely be building into Necro after Helm. I mean, is there like any other build for Lycan other than Helm Necro right now? It seems like that's the only one.
It just seems way too good, doesn't it?
Right. It's insane. The movement speed you get with Shapeshift, you have this one giant creep like a Hellbearer or something chasing down somebody, and then you have these two little mini creeps, and then you have wolves right along with you, and it's just a fucking zoo. I mean, what are you supposed to do against that?
They all just run around with like 30 health regen too because of the Feral Impulse and the Dominator Aura.
You're just like, why is this so hard? This is like killing a Chen Army, but harder.
It's pretty crazy. And when you're playing Ancient Apparition up against this zoo, oh god, there's nothing you can do about it when they all run at you.
Yeah, I guess that's true for most supports though when you think about it. But yeah, especially AA, he just gets melted. No pun intended, but he gets destroyed. I guess that wasn't really a pun, but whatever. Anyway, we're gonna walk right past that one. I don't want to really. I'm not trying to talk about that anymore.
Don't want to bring too much attention to that, huh?
No, I say a lot of dumb stuff, and I just like when I do it, I literally just think, all right, that was stupid. Let's move on. And that was one of those situations. So
that's okay, Maut.
But
I still like you, buddy.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I like you too.
Oh man, Tinker's a big old stinker, isn't he?
He is not fun to play against, especially in pubs. He hasn't been getting picked as much, I think, for some reason.
Yeah, teams have stopped picking Tinker a lot. The hero's, he's pretty slow, to be honest.
Slow in what regard? Getting online or just physically slow?
Yeah, coming online. He needs like he needs a lot of items.
It's true. Blink Dagger, bots are the two critical ones. Bots first, obviously, but then maybe Ags or whatever.
I think the teams have such a good grip on how the game is currently played that like when Tinker comes out, he's going to get like countered in lane, along with like something just good for finding him throughout the game. And a lot of these games come down to lane phase, like, oh, what carry can lane against this offlaner, as long as we have the right matchups in the right places, we're good to go. Just because denies, they snowball the lane so quickly. There's so many times where we see like a level 8 Razor to like a level 4 Omnite or something ridiculous in lane.
Yeah, the laning phase is so important now. And that's why you have heroes like Viper in the meta, I think, too. Just dominating laning phases.
Oh, yeah, big time.
5 seconds remaining.
The Shadow Shaman comes out, which I think is pretty good. Serpent Words provide a way to push without having to run into March, which is something that supplements the Lycan along with the Viper. Viper has level 4 Corrosive Skin at some point. That also helps. A good Brood ban, I would say. Getting brooded would be a real big problem for the Tinker.
Feels like you always have to ban this hero if you don't have like a core spot available for it,
Right.
This hero can play in any lane. So many different players have been practicing this hero too. We see even carry players play Brood sometimes.
I played against a Brood a few days ago, and I immediately realized I get upset when I lose to any hero, really. And I always say this. I'm always like, this hero is lame or bullshit or cheese or whatever. I say that a lot, using different phrases that I can't really use here. But generally, I get upset. And then I played against the Brood the other day, and I was like, this hero should be taken out of the game. That hero is so frustrating. It was a 5th pick Brood in a pub game, and I'm like, what's happening right now? Why does this happen to me?
Right? Who ruined this guy's day? Why does he feel the need to do this to me?
Yeah. And then I play with somebody like Jenkins, and he 5th picks Brood, and then I'm like, yay, we're going to win the game.
Yeah. No, it's such a frustratingly difficult hero to deal with.
Wow, that was literally a last-second ban on the PL. They almost didn't ban anything. Mad Lads now only have 20 seconds for their last pick. They were really trying to decide what to take out in the safe lane, and that will be that PL. And it's for good reason, too, because Cancel played it really well in the last game, and he almost carried the game with it. A top net worth hero on that Kingdra team, but he was not able to do so after they lost a couple of fights in a row. Mad Lads will go for the Brewmaster. That is a pretty good offlaner, actually.
Yeah, when you look at the support duo from Kingdra, Like, Brewmaster's going to have a pretty decent lane matchup. CK comes out, and Brewmaster, pretty good counter to the CK, actually.
Yeah.
When the split comes out later on, you can dispel the CK illusions, and it does 600 magic damage to them. So before he gets his heart, pretty much you can, like, one-shot them.
They picked that CK instantly, too. I think they probably were going to pick the CK regardless of what Mad Lads picked. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but they picked it pretty much instantly.
Yeah, they did. And it has good synergy with the Ancient Apparition. This dual lane is pretty strong against most heroes, except the Brewmaster can always get the haze off onto CK to help protect himself.
I guess CK is good against Viper. It can blow him up. He doesn't care about the corrosive skin. Viper can't really do anything to him unless he finds the Viper Strike on the real CK, but even then he still gets destroyed. The physical damage is going to be strong. It's pretty good against Lycan, too, if you can somehow find that Reality Rift before he gets the Shapeshift off. Like, it does a lot of damage. The Phantasm, Reality Rift, Chaos Bolt will be able to kill these heroes, but I don't know. The Brewmaster, like you mentioned, and the Sand King on top of it might provide enough control to stop the CK from doing too much.
Yeah, I like that the CK is an active carry, though, right? They have Tiny and CK to make moves around the map along with Night Stalker while A gets in position to blast. And it's going to be able to... Their lineup is well-balanced, where Tinker has a lot of space to work with, and that all these other cores can make moves together. And you're right, though. The Phantasm was not easy for heroes on Mad Lads to deal with, right? You have Sand King and AoE stun, but outside of that, the cores don't really do anything to CK illusions.
Exactly. And if they get off to a good start for this Kingdra team, it could certainly work out. The big question is going to be, will they be able to make enough space for this Tinker to secure his farm and keep the game, you know, relatively even or even an advantage for Kingdra? Because then you have March, then you have to push into a Tinker, then it becomes difficult. It's not easy to try to go for these types of... I don't know. Just killing this Tinker is going to be tough. I guess they can roam on him pretty effectively. Are they going to Viper the... Yeah, Quix is going to Viper mid against the Tinker, which I suppose isn't bad unless you get lasered every 5 seconds, which is kind of frustrating.
Yep, 5-minute smoke up from Kingdra. But Mad Lads are on the high ground.
Yeah, they're ready to go. They are going to try to find this Kezu Brewmaster, and they very well might. Charlie's going to run in. Kezu's going to try to get back to the tower. The Chaos Bolt, 2 seconds stun. They're going to find the Chilling Touch. If that's a 1 second stun, Kezu probably lives, but such is life, and now maybe next time he's going to get dove as well, potentially. He does burrow himself to safety. They had another stun backup for Charlie, but they had no way of chasing down the Sand King. And that's another first blood. Mad Lads did it last game. Kingdra do it this game, and it's successful in doing so.
Well, that's a very nice move, and when it's already tied up 1-1, right? You shake up the game, make something different happen. Now you can secure both these bounty runes and perhaps some vision control in the area. It's nice.
This is going to be a big deal for this Kingdra lineup. Sand King is trying to get up to the high ground to place a ward. And it looks like is he going to go? Oh, he's going to pull the wave. Duh.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that.
Look at this. It's the Tiny down there, so they knew these shenanigans were going to happen. Maut and CK's up in the top lane.
Yeah, they're fine with this, I think. Not a big deal. Tiny can last hit under tower, fine.
Yep.
No big deal. But they are rotating the supports for Kingdra as well. And they'll put pressure on this Lycan. He actually might have a pretty tough lane. An aggressive tri-lane like this with CK, AA, Night Stalker is probably going to get a lot of work done if they're not careful.
It's really hard to stand in front of a core hero like the CK who can initiate, because then it's easy for them to follow up on it as well.
Yeah. I like the laning. I think it's pretty good. And then you have the Viper versus Tinker mid. And the thing that makes this pretty good for the Tinker is the laser. Like, Viper usually is the lane dominator, but laser is really good in this matchup, I think.
I was wondering how that matchup went, since Tinker's laser does true damage, and Viper's corrosive skin obviously doesn't help very much against that, but Viper's still very annoying to deal with in lane.
Gantz already has a little bit more experience than him. Quake is just trying to do more damage, though. They have maybe next time coming in. This could be a kill. They also have Syndred if he wants the Shackles, and he will. They need a Void, but it's too late. Quake a little bit low, but here you can't chase him down. They might get maybe next time. He's got Burrow in 3. It's going to be close, and they won't chase uphill. They do need a salve, though, for Quake, which I believe is ferrying out in the courier right now. So, nice little first blood. And heat-seeking missiles will also do some damage to Quake.
My thanks.
Alright, just little shenanigans, just some ganks, but nothing really shooken up in the lanes at all. Still have the Tiny versus the Brewmaster. Brew's pretty decent in these 1v1 matches with the haste, but so is Tiny. Oh, actually, Lycan's TPing down bottom, so they want to dodge these lanes.
Yeah, that makes sense. You just... Lycan can't really get any farm. The Brewmaster could do fine against that dual lane top. Tiny will probably do great down here, but I understand why they made the switch. Madara is taking a lot of damage. Avalanche comes in, actually. He needs to be careful. Hal will come in. They do have a Sand King rotating. Mambo comes in from the side with Synderin. Burrow Strike comes out. They have, I think, enough damage. Good toss back, but it won't keep him alive. Nice little rotation from the Mad Lads.
Yep, I wonder if Kingdra's going to switch it up now and move the CK. I don't think they really need to. Okay,
They're going to.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Since Bambo went down.
Yeah.
He's in base anyways.
He can TP back to lane up top, which he does. And now you have no TPs for like 50 seconds for Mad Lads. Madara's just going to have to sit down here.
Look at this. Already smoking up towards mid lane, trying to find another Tinker kill.
I like the movements they're making so far. And they have a ward up on the high ground. This is a really good ward. It's not going to be in vision of the tower. So, oh, well, they get a kill on Madara bottom, so that's really good. But now cancel. Oh, they get off the blind, but the Burrow Strike comes in. They have the shackles. Koikva's blind is now done. He's got another poison attack ready, and cancel is dead. And Koikva will secure the kill with the poison damage. The dot doing the work.
Very nice.
Well,
it's funny, both mid laners have absolutely no CS.
God, you're right. Jeez, 9 last hits. That's not. It's just you get poison attacked, you get blinded, and then you just can't get any last hits. It's a weird lane.
Just scrapping it out.
Yeah. Madara did TP back top after he died, which is not surprising. So the lanes will have to sit like this at least for another 30 seconds or so, now that Charlie TP'd bottom. But I think they're pretty happy. They not only got a kill, they're still getting pretty good farm for the CK too.
Yep, CK's farming very well. And now it's nighttime for our level 2 Night Stalk with no boots to be scary.
Oh, jeez, he doesn't have boots, you're right. He does have 600 gold, though. He can get it from the side shop. Madara knows he's up there. There's a ward here, but there's not a ward at the tower. So Madara doesn't know there's 3 heroes up here. But he will figure it out, realizing that the CK is rotated. They're looking for a kill on the Tinker mid, but Kid is here. Bambo TP's in to help out. Maybe next time through, but Burrow Strike wasn't going to be enough. And this mid lane matchup is starting to go a little bit more in favor of Koikva with the CS now.
Yeah, and Cancel went for 1 point on the heat-seeking missile, so it's going to take even longer for the March of Machines to come online for farm speed.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Not going for the full March build might be interesting. He will have Soul Ring soon, but no bottle. They TP'd Madara bottom again, by the way. This is the...
musical lanes.
It is, and it's not like your typical musical lanes where it stops after a few times. They've literally TP'd in like 4 different times. Kezu is taunting, then he gets Reality Rifted and Chaos Bolted. They realize Synderin is up here, and they can't do anything. And Kezu's almost 6-2. That probably was their only opportunity to bring down Kezu before he hits his level 6, and now that's probably gone by the wayside. But they're trying to find Madara bottom lane. I don't think they're going to get him, though. Yeah, he's fine. This ward is going to spot maybe next time mid lane. Burrow Strike, it's not really doing anything. Maybe next time we'll be fine, though. Just going to try to
just poke it away at him.
Yeah. So, this nighttime hasn't really accomplished that much for this Night Stalker. I know it's only first night, so it's not the biggest deal.
Yeah, it's true. He's quite low level since he has been running around a lot as well. You know, these lane matchups, when they are right, they favor Kingdra, but when they're not like this, it's pretty bad. Like Brewmaster's level 6 up top. No hero really wants to stand in front of him because he can easily just clap and then split and kill him.
Yep.
And then it's just like a free window where Synderin can pull, get experience, or he can just sit here and threaten whoever's in the lane as well.
Yeah.
We got a pretty decent laning advantage. And then mid lane as well. Like Cancel CS is not where he wants to be at the moment.
Even with Laser, it's not enough.
Yeah.
And there's also level 6 on the Viper now, so the Tinker has to be extra careful. If he walks up too far, he just gets Viper struck, and if there's one extra hero, he just dies.
Exactly.
Although we can't quite find him. He's able to get uphill. Bottom lane, maybe next time Avalanche. This is going to be a nice little pickup. It's just a support, but it is going to be Bambo securing the kill, which gets him closer to his phase boots. He has just boots, stick, bottle, phase about to be done. So still not quite, you know, near the timing window for Blink Dagger yet. It's going to be a little bit before I think we see these big fights. Although Kezu is 6, and he's going to see Charlie. He also sees the AA is up here, and he's going to see another TP rotation in the Night Stalker. This ward is really well placed, and they have no sentries. So Kezu knows exactly what's happening top lane, and he probably just backs up. Or they rotate other heroes to try to fight this.
Yeah, if they can bait this where they go in on Kezu and manage to turn it with the split, it'd be fantastic. But oh, Cinder and winning out on the ward battle.
Yeah.
Excellent lane ward, gets the D ward too.
They have a really good vision advantage top now. Like, they also have the this ward towards the shrine.
Yeah.
It's really deep. All right. There is a very slight advantage for Mad Lads. They're going to try to go. Kezu, he's got the split. They have the silence. They're going to try to counter-initiate here. This is actually a lot of damage, though. They get off the cold feet proc. Is it going to be enough? It will not be. Great shackles. That's huge. And they're going to try to turn this onto Biryu and Charlie as well. Ether Shock. They've got the Cyclone. They're about to dispel magic. There it is. There's the Viper Strike. There's no Phantasm. Charlie is dead. And he can't TP against this Brew with the Hurl Boulder. What a counter-initiation from Cinderin. The shackles saves Kezu's life. They bait it out, and they win the team fight.
Oh, man. It's always such a gamble going for a play like that. You know, if they kill him, it's great. They can snowball it and transition it into some tower damage. But if you don't, and he gets the split off, you're totally screwed.
Yeah. And then there's nothing you can do. If they had Phantasm there, if they're level 6, they probably kill Kezu. They just were a level 2 short. If they have Tiny up there, they probably kill him, but he was farming bottom. It's a lot of ifs.
They're so close.
Meantime, Biryu or... Oh, there's the Phantasm out of the Dark Troll Summoner net, which is nice. And now Cinderin about to die. See you later. He's going to get knocked down by Charlie. Madar's going to have to shapeshift and run away. But that's Phantasm for a support kill, and it also frees up the bottom lane for Madara to go back to farm.
It's pretty funny. It's like the exact same scenario. You know, they both went on a hero, they got that ultimate off, and uh-oh.
Get out, Rod. Get the hell away from here. That's pretty much CK in a nutshell. Maybe next time. He's been stuck at level 3 for the longest time, by the way. He is the lowest level in the game, and he's probably dead too. That Sandstorm will not save you from Avalanche Toss. And he is having a rough go of it, and I'm not sure where he gets farmed now.
It's a weird game for him, since Brewmaster's always going to be sitting in the lane trying to get his blink. Shadow Shaman also wants somewhere to get levels too, so there's no real space for a Sand King to just, you know, get some experience, get some items up.
Yeah, Cinderin wants his level 6. The Serpent Wards look pretty good. Cancel's gonna TP away out of a Viper Strike from Qualifier. Bottom lane, they're looking for Cinderin. They're gonna try to turn though. They have no Hex, but they do have Shackles up to level 2. I was gonna say, by the way, the Brewmaster was originally, he had a headdress. He was trying to go for Vlad's, and then he saw Sand King die in that, you know, bottom jungle, and he's now queued up the Blink Dagger instead. I guess he realizes my Sand King is not getting Blink anytime soon. I actually need it desperately.
Yeah, you know, Sand King's one of the few initiators that can function without the Blink Dagger too, right? With the Tranquil Boots and Windlace, he was at 400 move speed, pretty decent, but no levels.
Yeah.
So yeah, wisely goes back for the Blink.
They need that initiation potential. And they do have a Viper to run heroes down as well. He has his Viper Strike. He's got Treads. I'm surprised Koifa's not going Drum this game. Nobody else is building it for his team. I think that would have been a good item, but Hood makes sense, though, at the very least.
Yeah, the Hood makes a lot of sense, right? Playing up against Tinker, Ancient Apparition, Tiny.
Yes. He will probably end up going Pipe. Biryu is probably dead. They'll drop the Serpent Wards. They've got the Shackles. That's a nice easy pickup. And there's no nighttime. He had no support. This will maybe transition into a tier 1. You have to fight into Kezu's ultimate if you want to try to defend this. Plus Serpent Wards. So they'll probably try to go for a trade top instead.
Yep, they definitely don't want to fight into these ultimates until they have the items to deal with it. You know, when Tinker does get Boots of Travel and the Blink Dagger, then it's much more difficult for Mad Lads to group up and push towers. But until then, they have no real defense, right?
Yes.
It's just trying to dodge the ganks.
I mean, they could TP top. They don't have a TP onto the Brewmaster, but Bambo is like half HP now. He is regenning up with a Tango. The siege creep's finally going to fall. They could try to deny this tower, but I don't think it's going to happen. And they're diving, actually. Maybe next time needs to just run. He doesn't have a TP scroll. But they won't dive him. It doesn't look like, luckily enough for him. But that's the tier 1 tower taken. Jabs gets the last hit. That's not good. Sand King will burrow strike himself to safety for now. Bambo TPs elsewhere back to base to get his Blink Dagger. And now Sand King should be safe. He gets a TP himself.
Yep, Lycan manages to take bottom tower, though, with the help of the Dominator. Fantastic Dominator creep with Lycan's auras is just so nice.
Yeah.
Dominator made so many heroes so much better, like, in the mid games. Like, I've seen Dominator, Lone Druids, and the Rabid, and the Warcry affects the unit as well, so when you take that catapult, it chunks towers for so much.
It's pretty insane. Dominator, it was almost even better for a while. Like, it got nerfed, I think, recently, in like one of the last patches. They're trying to fight this. The Ice Blast misses, though. Kezu's going to pop the split. But I think this is just going to back them. I don't know if he can get anybody with this. He has Cyclone, and he finds the Tinker. This could be big. Madara is actually pretty low. He is dead. They get off the Viper Strike on Ibiryu. Cancel. Can't really TP out. The Pearl Boulder is there. So Madara does die, but it's a 2-for-1. And it's a double kill for Kezu. And that's his Blink Dagger, too. Not only that, but the tier 2 tower is going to die. It is backdoor protected for a moment because the creep wave isn't quite there, but that's really good for Mad Lads. And Madara gets the tower, too, with the siege creep.
Yeah, very good. Just the split's so hard to fight. Even without Blink, you know, he just uses it, gets the Cyclone up, but Kingdra aren't done. Ibiryu TP's in, they see the ward,
and
but
they deward it. They're trying to go back in. Qualifier has no Viper Strike, but they can easily fight this. The thing is, they're around the shrine, and there's a TP from the CK, and now you have to leave. The silence comes in, but they're a little too far. The TPs are taking way too long, but Kezu is probably dead here. He's going to pop his stick, but it's not nearly enough. Gets destroyed. That is the Tiny getting the kill. And it's a dominating spree taken by the Tiny. And they get something out of it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but heavy hero commitment, right? They pretty much brought everyone back to make that play. Maybe next time he's been farming the entire time. He finally got his level 6. Almost had Blink. There's the space he needed to finally get close to his Blink Dagger.
This is a big smoke. They need to find this kill on Madara. He has no shapeshift. It should be an easy kill unless they back up right now. Maybe next time might be the one to tank the gank, though. No, they head into a different direction. Ibiryu waiting. They'll TP with the Tinker, and Madara needs to lead. Here comes the Night Stalker. There's no tier 1 tower for Madara to get help. The Heat-seeking missile, the vision from the Hunter in the night. He'll pop the Wolves. There's the Toss Avalanche combination. And that Ice Blast was the slowest moving Ice Blast I have ever seen. That still hit its mark.
It looked so slow, didn't it?
It's like, oh. That was the sound it made right there.
Whoa.
Jesus.
A whale mating call.
What's wrong with me? I need help, man. I'm tired. Getting up early is not my forte. Our last game of the day, too.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with you.
I'm not sure that's true, but... well, that is a very big kill. And now they're taking over the enemy jungle for Kingdra. And they might take a fight, too. Bruce split his back up, though, in 1 second. He has his blink, but he's down bottom. I think he TP'd down there. And Madara will do the same. The enemy... Kingdra trying to find the jungle and trying to ward it up. But Koikfa is not the target they want to kill. I guess they could try. This is weird. They're just like taking control of their jungle. I guess it's still nighttime. For how long though? 20 seconds? Oh, that smoke. Did the ward see it?
20 seconds.
I don't think that ward saw the smoke, actually.
No, but Kingdra, they're up on the high ground. They might accidentally pop it.
This ward is on the low ground. They might actually... They're going to go for this. Charlie might just be dead. Clap. They've got the split. Phantasm's about to go. They actually avoid the Viper Strike. They're going to jump back in with a Riata Rift, and they're actually juking and jiving with Charlie. Their 2-second stun comes out. They need more damage. There's the laser. Charlie's fine, and Viper's going to fall as well. And that was the issue. Mad Lads had no idea. They might get the kill with Kezu. And now the Sand King's coming in. He actually is able to get the blink off somehow for Kezu. That's pretty insane. The Lycan is pushing bottom in the meantime. Sand King has picked up his Blink Dagger. I suppose if that could have been a lot worse. They could have all died and not gotten the CK kill, but they get a kill on him instead, and they only lose 2.
Oh, yeah, CK barely lost, but that's not the ideal team fight they want with the Brewmaster split, right? With the smoke up. I guess now they have Sand King Blink, so the team fight should go better.
Yes.
Next time, but I don't know. It's a long cooldown on the split, about 90 seconds.
Yeah. But it is daytime, and you can still be aggressive even without the split. You still have your shapeshift up. You still have Epicenter. They also have Serpent Wards. I think they're pinging Roche, too. I think they want to try to take this Aegis now.
No Phantasm. It's going to be day for an extremely long time. This is good. Very nice play.
Vision that will spot Synderin, but it doesn't seem they're moving into the Roche pit. And they're going to see this ward, though, or they're going to know that Synderin put it up there at the very least. But yeah, I don't think they can... Oh, they're going to Ice Blast it. Lay it onto 3, but it's level 1. It doesn't do really any damage to Quick. They have a pipe, so this is not going to do anything. But here we go, though. Tiny trying to come in and out. Bambo, Viper stricken, and he's just dead. They get the Aegis. They get one. Maybe they get Charlie. The Centaur Conqueror Stomp. They will get Charlie. It's a double kill. And Madar, the speedy werewolf, chasing after Jabs. The dog man trying to slap him down. Beer, you might be next. Kezu coming in. He's got a blink in 6. Beer, you pretty slow during the day, but now they do have it. Oh, the Lycan Wolf block. It might be enough. They get off the Drunken Haze, too. They need 2 more auto attacks. And they get the blink clap. That's all they need from Kezu. They don't need the auto attacks. On the other side, Viper trying to, or rather maybe next time, trying to chase down Cancel. Cancel out of mana. The Burst Strike comes in, but he does die. They need more chase. Cancel can try to rearm, but he's out of mana, so he has to force and TP himself away, and he might just be able to get out. But it is still an Aegis and a 3-for-1 exchange for the Mad Lads to take that engagement.
Very interesting for Kingdra to try to take that engagement. I thought they had no business taking that fight, you know. Bambo blinks in, combos the Brewmaster, who's kind of, who's pretty tanky. There's also a pipe, so no real chance of killing him. It was just such an awkward initiation. It's like they feel forced into it because, oh, they're going to take a Roche for free, we need to do something, but at the same time, they're not ready yet, right? Tinker's still working towards his blink, he needs to keep scaling into the game. And once he gets that Echo Saber, then he can really blow these heroes up even easier. But speaking of CK, he might get caught.
Yeah, the clap, they've got the split. He's going to get forced away. He has Phantasm available, can't quite get it off. Avalanche comes in, though. Phantasm coming in. They want the Viper. Quick forced away. The Viper Strike is there. Charlie's dead. Can they find anything else with this split? They've got the Shackles onto the Night Stalker. They've got the Cyclone onto Cancel. But they missed the Burrow Strike, and instead of getting 3 kills, they might not even find 2. Cancel, though, clapped up now. They might just dive him. All right, well, yeah, they will find 2. They might even find 3 with Bambo being a little bit too far up, but instead he does get forced away. And the 4 stabs are very good this game. Madara might just lose the Aegis. He needs to, yeah, he does a good job making sure the tier 2 doesn't bring him down. But that's another good engagement. That split, as soon as you have Aegis and split available, you try to take a fight, and that's exactly what they do. And again, the CK and the big thing, the Tinker getting killed too.
Yeah, Tinker going down is huge. Tinker, this hero, you live or die by this guy. You know, if he has a good game, he pretty much solo carries. If he doesn't, then you play catch up the entire game. And Mad Lads keeping Tinker down is exactly what they need to do, because high ground is still very hard, right? High ground is where it's much harder to dive deep into the enemy base because they have that advantage, all those towers in there.
Oh, it is nighttime. 3-second stun onto Kezu. They do drop the Serpent Wards. The Avalanche Tree Toss is a lot of damage, and Kezu might be dead. They do get the Night Stalker. Good Burrow Strike counter initiation, but doesn't save Kezu's life. The tier 3 getting a bit low. They've got the 1-second stun on Madara, but he's shapeshifting, and he just runs right on out of there. The Lycan Wolves and the Serpent Wards about to get the tier 3. It's going to be close, and they will get it. It's actually the Lycan creeps that do the job. I believe it was the Siege creep that came in at the last second and just slyly...
Betrayal.
Yeah. No. How could you? And that'll do it for the tier 3 tower. So now this will open up the door to the shrines and to an even bigger advantage for this Dire team. And now they're going to just lose a lot of map control, I think, here, Brax. And that's really bad for this Tinker.
Yeah, Mad Lads have so many more towers taken than Kingdra does, and they're only up 4,000 gold against the Tinker. Like, that's not enough. They need more of an advantage to close the game out cleanly against a Tinker who's about to pick up his Blink Dagger, so he'll be able to position himself even more safely.
This
tough.
This next split, I think, needs to be big for the Mad Lads. Because this Tinker can take control of the game. Either that or they get some Tinker wards down and they try to bring down the Tinker in one of the lanes and just force him to either buy back or not be there for defense. There's no Aegis, there's no Roshan for a long time. So that's not an objective you can take from Mad Lads. And in spite of getting all these tier 2 towers, they can't get any wards up in the jungle, I guess. And it makes it so that the map control is actually still going pretty well for Kingdra, which I thought wouldn't really happen. They're doing really good still with map control. Ooh.
See how well Cancel can protect these towers now that he has a blink and a force staff. You know, now it might be like, oh, we need Shadow Shaman wards to be able to take this last tier 2. Nope, it looks like they're just gonna run.
They're gonna
through
go
top.
tier 3, yeah.
Yep, they're just gonna.
Madara will take mid on his own because he's a Lycan, and that's what he does. He still has Aegis, by the way. I forgot. I thought he lost it. Split will go. He's going to use this as zone. The Shapeshift comes in, or the, excuse me, the Serpent Wards. Shapeshift is still available for Madara. They're going to pop the Phantasm. Madara needs to be careful. He does have Aegis, and he will lose it. But again, he has Shapeshift when he comes back out alive. Some of the illusions took a Dispel Magic to the face. Toss back. Madara actually going to fall. I can't get the Shapeshift off in time, but they've already lost Rax, so... Epicenter coming in for maybe next time. I don't think he did anything with it. He might have missed the blink or something. I'm not sure what happened there. Quake getting chased down with Kezu, the heat-seeking missiles. Quakefa will try to turn on to Biryu. Still, it does a lot of damage. But Quakefa, even with this pipe and the Dragonlance, they might be able to bring him down with Charlie. They have the Burrow Strike, maybe coming back in. It's the Force Staff instead. Maybe next time misses his Burrow Strike. He does it literally like half an inch forward. That toss was insane. Cancel came in from halfway across the freaking map. And he doesn't have any mana, but might be able to get the kill. The Ice Blast will be dodged swiftly. He actually almost got hit by it, but the toss in again and maybe next time will fall. And that's all great, but you do lose a set of racks for it.
Yep, the damage has been done, but it was nice to see that half-court toss there.
Jesus.
It looked good.
It did. Yeah, that was insane. That's freaking Steph Curry over there, my God.
Yeah, Brewmaster, when he walks up to your high ground, press the split, and the wards come down, what do you do? Right, you can't walk up and fight that. He can just find the Tinker, recycle him so the marches stop coming out, and then there's nobody that can actually get in range to hit the wards without having to fight through the split. It's just so hard at the moment. Like, CK's working on his BKB, but he's still pretty far away. Tiny working towards his Echo Saber. I mean, the big guy is Tinker, right? What's he going for next? He's going for the lens. He's really close.
Yeah, and that'll help. But it feels like he's 1 versus 3, right, in terms of cores. Lycan can hit buildings, and not only just 1 versus 3, but I guess the Serpent Wards too. You have Shapeshift, you have the Bruise split, Bruise really farmed, you have the Viper who's also really farmed. So it feels like you have to do all this work. The CK can get 1 or 2 kills with Phantasm if he gets it off. I don't know, it just feels like a really tough game that this Tinker kind of has to carry for Cancel. It's pretty much on him, it feels like.
It feels like Tinker needs to do so much more than he can currently do, right? Like, if that exact same scenario happens mid lane, right, when the wards come down and the Brewmaster split comes out, there's honestly, Tinker can't do anything to either of those things, right? You can't really hit wards as Tinker because then it exposes yourself, and you can't actually do anything against the Brew split. No matter what items you buy on Tinker, like, they don't help you deal with the split at all. They help you catch Brewmaster before he gets it off, but if he just uses it like that to zone out the team fight, then you're still screwed.
Yeah, it just... Yeah, this game is on Cancel at this point. If he can bring it back, it would be huge. Big smoke, but Kezu's going to break it. They're going to see jabs. They might find this kill on Madara, but can they get out is the question. They drop the Serpent Wards. They've got the Cyclone onto the Night Stalker. It's going to be a 1-for-2 trade more than likely. They can't find the Tiny, which is big. So it's the support for for a carry, and split 2 and Serpent Wards. That's actually really good for Kingdra, despite losing an extra hero.
Yep, this game's all on Roche now. You know, Mad Lads, they probably want that Aegis to help close out the game so they don't feed going high ground. And then that Aegis will also help Kingdra get to that next stage of the game where Tinker can get his next round of items. So yeah, expect a lot of pressure on Roche.
It's going to be a while, though. 2.5 minutes. It's not the max duration respawn, but it's pretty close. 30 seconds away from it. So 10.5-minute Roche respawn total time. Quakefa will go for a Glimmer, but I think he was spotted. He's got Viper Strike, though. He's going to go for the TP. They need a way to disable him, but they can't find him. Maybe next time Sand King is really the only one that can do it, and he was down bottom. So good effort, but Tiny making a nice play, getting out of that situation. Oh, he went Blink instead of BKB for Charlie. Okay.
Okay, I like that. Looks good.
That is something... They have a lot of catch with the Tiny and the Tossback and the Tinker, but, like, in terms of being the one to dictate the fight, like, if you can Phantasm Blink kill the Madara Lycan before they get up to your high ground, That's critical. And one way to do that is just is use your Phantasm and just destroy him. Jesus.
Yeah, I think the big thing that prevents is it stops the Shadow Shaman from walking up to the high ground to drop the wards. If Kingdra's there preemptively, CK just blinks on him, explodes him, and then that's that. No Shaman wards come out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's, this hero becomes so much stronger once you pick up that Blink Dagger because of that the Phantasm Blink Reality Rift stun combo.
Oh, Cancel's on the high ground. They don't know it. Man, he's being aggressive. He needed to be very careful. Luckily, I think he knew where the Sand King was, so he was probably safe.
Yeah.
Biryu, maybe next time blinks himself to safety. They missed the dust. They need to rearm blink onto maybe next time, but he's already TPing, and they have no way of... They needed to avoid, but they weren't there in time.
The Ags on Tinker is very curious.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's pretty standard, but I don't think it's the right item in this game.
Yeah.
I think something like a Hex would be truly game-changing. I feel like he's going to get this Aghanims and still feel like he needs another item.
Top lane, they have found the Tinker. I was not expecting that. And now they are going to force a buyback. Potentially. I would assume it at least. They're going to push in top, try to push in midway for Kezu, and then meet together at the tier 3 mid. Although Kezu is about to get jumped on. Avalanche comes in. There's the silence. He might die. Here comes Qualifier, though. They pop the pipe, and now they're going to turn. Biryu's going to try for the TP. And the Hex comes out just in time. Not only that, but they found Jabs, too. Jabs will try to TP. The Shockwave coming in. There's the Shack Synderen. And that is going to lead into potentially 2 buybacks, maybe 3. It might be 3. Kezu actually popped the split already. He is looking to make sure they can get these wards down instantly, and they will be able to get them down. The Glyph does go, and there's that 3rd buyback. And I'm not sure how hard you commit to this as Mad Lads. They're going to use the Phantasm to blink in. They're going to try to find Quake for the burst stroke counter initiation, though. Quake is fine, but they're still trying to fight this. Maybe next time gets forced away. So far, 1 dead. And Midara is owning Charlie, but he's not dead yet. The armlet, it might keep him alive, and it will. What a toggle. That could have been a big pickup, but now Kid getting chased down. Bambo, the one in trouble. There's the haze coming out. Bambo's going to get dropped by the Nether Toxin. He is no buyback. Plus, they lose an extra tier 3 tower. Cancel. These Serpent Wards doing a lot of damage. They need to be careful. But the good news, at least for Kingdra, is that they hold the racks and they keep Charlie alive. If he dies, that could be game over.
Maybe Kingdra can turn this in their favor by doing Roche. Or
they're going to try to find a kill. That's a 4-second stun. Madara pops the shapeshift. He wants Biryu. Ice Blast coming in. That's Quake but dead. Dead for 60 seconds. Reality Rift back in onto Madara. Biryu is really speedy. And he gets an Invis Rune, which keeps him alive. Charlie has no Phantasm. The rest of the team is coming in Kezu. Everybody else is dead, though. And Roche is up, like you mentioned. Oh, Biryu is going to find Kezu. Biryu needs to be careful. He's dying to Radiance Burn, though. Oh, my God. Ooh! What a blink from Kezu.
Spooky.
Yeah, it was very spooky. I was spooked for sure.
All right. Kingdra, they get some kills. They managed to make the goal lead not so bad, but still, the damage, it's there. Their buildings are dropping every time that Mad Lads come to push.
Synderen has done his job. His job is to walk up and press R on the high ground. And if you do that and micro your wards correctly...
His job, Maut.
What?
You just simplified his job. You made it sound brain dead easy.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, he's done a lot. First of all, let me say Synderen has done a lot this game on this hero. He's actually owned. But still, it's true, right? I mean, walking up high ground and just hitting your R button.
Yeah, that's all he has to do.
That's literally...
It's pretty easy.
You just do that. You take buildings, and you're like, I guess we have more of a lead now than we had before. Great. Maybe even press R inside the Roche pit also is another facet of his job. I'm not sure.
That's right. We forgot about that one. That one's really important.
So he has 2 parts to his job then. Synderen, I love you, buddy. I'm not trying to... I'm trying to give you a hard time. The Ice Blast comes in, but the wards haven't dropped down.
Number 2.
So they know that they're in there. And they're going to try to contest. Phantasm should be back up, and it is. It is Night Stalker nighttime now, so there's a little bit less vision. Viryu about to be spotted. Cinder and Dust is there. They're going to try to bring Kezu down to get the split off in time. And now this is a problem. They've already Nether Toxin and Dispel Magic. They've gotten rid of these illusions, and the CK is now dead for 68 seconds. He does have buyback, and they're going to find another. That's the Night Stalker dead. Madara getting a double kill with that BKB. Roche is theirs. Aegis and Cheese is theirs, unless Tiny can do some insane play. He has a 4-step. He might try to slide in. He's going for it. Oh, come on, Bambo. You can't keep doing this. This is insane. You're too good at this type of stuff. The snatch comes out, but he will die. Did he get the cheese too? No, the Lycan got the cheese. Bambo, please.
That's such a Bambo play, isn't it? Of all the players you think of, who's going to steal this? Bambo, yep, he's got it every time.
Not even a blink. He slid in there. He slid in there perfectly. Ownage play from Bambo. It stops the Aegis going their way, and that might be enough, but there's no Bambo for 40 seconds now. The unfortunate thing is that he has no buyback. Had he had buyback and he made that play, it would have been nice, but it's difficult. They're going to lose their mid-racks more than likely. The Shackles come out, long range on the cancel. This is not going to be an easy kill. He does have his 4-step. He gets the force. The rearm coming in at good blink just in time. Still, they've taken down the melee racks. They're going to look for the range racks now. Cinderin has his wards back in 28. There's a siege creep. They're going to just try to deal with this, using that siege creep and getting themselves away to safety. Had they killed Cancel, they might have stayed. Had they had Aegis, they might have stayed. Instead, they're going to play it safe and all TP back home into the base.
Yep, and Tinker's getting stronger. He has a full Aghanim Scepter if he wants to go for that. Yep, which he is.
Yeah, but you're right. How much is this going to help him in these fights?
You know, that fight almost went Kingdra's way. If they're able to kill Kezu's Brewmaster before he got the split off, they might have been able to take it. But every time the Phantasm comes out, the illusions just die instantly to the Dispel from the Storm Panda.
Yeah, they get destroyed. We saw it in that last fight.
Every time, yeah.
I'm curious. I feel like the only way this Brewmaster dies is with the Phantasm. They have so much burst damage. I'm surprised he's not going straight for an Aeon Disc. But maybe I'm mistaken about it. I guess Jeeves is fine, too. You just get more armor against the CK.
Yeah, the aura lingers, too, in your ult, so it's pretty nice. Yeah, I would say if the game was a bit closer, he'd probably go for the Aeon Disc, but
yeah,
they're in full control.
Yeah, they really are. They not only have the Shivas, but they have the AC2 for Madara, which is just about done. He's 600 away. They're going to take the Shrines, which they haven't really done yet, but they can start getting the map control now. And they dropped like 3 wards around Roche, by the way. They really wanted to make sure they got that Roche, and they did, so.
Oh, yeah. If they don't get that Roche, this game gets a bit hairy for them with Tinker starting to pick up more items.
Instead, they're in a very good position. There is a smoke coming out for the Radiant that was not spotted. There's no vision, and Kezu might be the one to break. And oh, Kezu sees him, and he gets the blink off in time. And the Lycan Wolves are coming. Madara pops the shapeshift. Jabs is dead. And so is Viryu potentially. He tried huntering in the night to get up to the high ground, or excuse me, to the low ground, but it didn't happen. Double kill Epicenter looking for more, but maybe next time can't find Bambo. He was able to get out. So was Charlie. Phantasm is still available. Back on the high ground. They have to use the Avalanche to come in with a toss. They'll pop the pipe. They want to push this. If they can kill this Tinker, they might win the game. I don't think he has buyback. And he might be dead. Viper Strike. They're going to try to get up some auto attacks. They will get Madara. The cheese comes out just in time, actually keeping him alive. Now the Tiny in trouble. There's the lockdown. They have the Bruise split. CK is forced to buy back. They will lose yet another hero in Bambo. He's going to buy back now, but it's looking pretty grim. This is a single elimination, best of 3, and it is game 3, and Kingdra are about to be done in the EU qualifiers for StarLadder I-League Season 5. They're trying the damnedest. They're trying everything they can do. They have the Cyclone up onto the CK. They will find Madara at least. Did they get Megas yet? They sure did. And now it is all up to the Tinker. Cancel trying to TP away. He will be able to do so. Bambo trying to get out. If he dies, that's going to be a dieback, but Charlie's here to help him. And in fact, they might even get Qualifier out of this. 4-second stun comes in. And once more, Brax, the damage has been done. Megas.
Yep, Megas. You know, they do have Tinker, but he probably can't do it.
They GG.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't even want to try. I mean, with it just a Tinker, it's not enough. If they had, you know, some other hero like Deucer or Gyrocopter or even Death Prophet, maybe, but the Tinker can't really do it on its own.
Yeah, it's true. You know, Kingdra had a really nice start to the game with their lane setups. Like, they had advantageous lanes. On the side lanes, mid lane didn't go so well. So it looked pretty good. But Mad Lads, they just kept switching lanes the entire early game. Like, they never stopped.
I was surprised they were so committed to switching the lanes, but it makes sense. They wanted to try to get the best advantage they could get. There must have been 10 TPs within the first 5 minutes of the game, maybe even more than that.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous amount, wasn't it? I was not sold on the Chaos Knight against the Brewmaster.
Yeah.
Both in lane and in team fights later on, the illusions just die instantly.
Yeah, that's CK, who usually does a lot of damage. Only did 15,000 there. He died a lot. He had 6 deaths. Even when he didn't die, he didn't feel very useful. There were 1 or 2 occasions when he killed Madara when they were up high ground and they were taking racks, and Madara was fine with it. They got the buildings. That's all they needed. Kezu played extraordinarily well on the Brewmaster. He got a split off when he needed to. He did it preemptively a lot of the time so they could push the high ground more efficiently. And it's just so hard. A Lycan, Shadow Shaman, Viper, it feels like that just seems like a cheese almost, right? How are you supposed to play into that team?
Right. It just hits you so fast, too.
Yeah. That's one of those situations where you get hit by that draft and you're just like, come on, man. Just let me play against real Dota heroes or something.
Exactly.
But
right, you're just getting pushed. It's pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it really abuses lineups without enough team fight. Like heroes like Night Stalker, not so great at dealing with the whole 5-man push style of game. While Tiny is good, he's not exactly like a team fighter, He's better at splitting the map, clearing waves, and playing a slow game.
Yeah. It wasn't the game for them, to be honest, for Kingdra. But that's going to do it for today. And we had some good games, but we have even better games potentially tomorrow. Although we won't be here for tomorrow's action. That's going to be it for us. But yeah, we have Kingwin versus Alliance tomorrow on the other side of the bracket. Alliance got a def win over 5 Anchors for some reason. I haven't figured out why yet. Kingwin beat Team Loyalty, which was the Arise Nikwa stacked. So they beat them 2-0. The Final Tribe lost to Weeha's stack, a.k.a. X-Penta, a.k.a. Going In, a.k.a. Crips for Life, a.k.a. whatever other name they use, the Boogie Boys. The X-Penta team did win that series 2-1. And we just finished up Kingdra versus Mad Lads, where Mad Lads was able to take the series and move on with the help of a great second and third game. With that all said and done, that's going to be it for us here today. If you've enjoyed the cast, make sure you follow us on Twitter. My name is Maut. You can follow me at MautDota on Twitter. And, of course, with me is Brax. You can follow him at BraxLikesDota. Brax, any closing thoughts before we head out of here?
No, it was a good game. I just think that the game is in a place right now where so many teams are just aware of, what they play. Right? Everyone plays Gyrocopter. Everyone plays Juggernaut. Everyone plays these heroes. And people just know what to expect coming from the first phase, just for most teams. And then there's always these picks that come out later in the draft, like the Brewmaster combined with the Shadow Shaman. That it's just so hard to predict. And because of that, we see a lot of teams take games pretty quickly off each other like that. And it's so draft dependent, honestly. Dota's in a really hard place right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it could change very quickly, too. We have these little small patches happening every 2 weeks. And I think today might be patched. It might be next week, actually. I'm not even sure. But regardless, I think things might change soon because we've had these fast-paced games. And when was the last time we got a really huge patch? It feels like it's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Well, we'll see if that happens sometime soon, but some of the games have been pretty fun. We do appreciate you guys watching today. Big shout-outs for everybody joining us. There's a lot more Dota to happen coming throughout the day, including more NA stuff happening later. But that'll be it for us. We really appreciate you coming by. See y'all later.